what's the deal?
Hi guys, and welcome back to the On Sunday podcast with me, Chris, and my fresh after 10, 15, 20 hours sleep, smoking hot wife, Rebecca. Hi, honey.
I did not have that much sleep.
You slept a long time.
Not that long. I was very disturbed from 7, so I didn't really sleep past 7. So it really wasn't that much sleep at all.
Sure. Okay. On this week's show, guys, we are going to be talking about what is going on in the nail industry. Nail news this week.
But we're also going to be covering our event as well. And you are in real time right now for like the first time ever.
Yes. Well, for the first time in a long time. So the reason Rebecca had a long lie this morning is because we have been sleep deprived because of last weekend's event. I think we should come on to the event stuff at the end.
Okay, let's do it.
Save the good stuff for the end.
Yeah.
You know?
We'll talk about the event then.
So let's just get on to the normal stuff we do on the pod. And if this is the first time you're joining the pod after seeing the pod live in the flesh at our event, then welcome. Thank you for subscribing.
And we are not usually in real time, but you wanted to do this one right now.
I felt like this was a good week just to smash out like a real time pod.
Let's do it.
You know?
Usually we're weeks in advance, but
yeah. We have bankers.
We do.
We're also going on holiday, so we're going to keep bankers.
And the podcast that we did live at the event will, of course, be coming out in the next few weeks as well. It has to. It has to.
I think.
Nope. It has to. It has to.
But I think we should just keep it for like a Christmas like bonus.
We don't have time for that because we need to use all the bankers because we have plans for weekends.
Banker. Honey, what have you been up to this week?
Honestly, just surviving. My voice is still not. My voice is like 80%, 90%.
By the time we left the event, my voice had gone. The next morning, I could barely speak. Thankfully, it was quite a quiet drive home. You know. But one thing I will say, right? You guys are not going to believe this because of my skincare routine, but I'm actually 44 years old, right? Some of the girls who work for us are half my age, and I'll tell you, like we had our event on Sunday night. Some of them are still dying on Wednesday.
Literally.
Yeah. And I was just like a bright little bunny. Yeah,
Gemma, who is half your age, she's just turned 23, okay, so she's no longer half your age, but whatever. She was fine on Wednesday, but Tuesday she was still not good. Yeah. You were fine on Tuesday.
Yeah. I had no choice.
I will say I am exhausted, like mentally, emotionally, physically exhausted.
When I was in the shower this morning, I don't often look at myself when I'm in the shower. I don't think anyone.
How do you look at yourself in the shower? There's no mirror.
Like down the way. No, not that.
Wow.
No, the reason I did that is because I have a bruise. I have multiple bruises at many times, but I have a bruise on my shin that I don't remember getting, and I don't remember how I got that. I mean, the bump on my head, I can definitely remember that. Surprisingly, I thought I was going to be concussed. But I have bruises all over my body. Even Laura was saying this, like she is in pain in different places.
I have bruises everywhere. Yeah, that was a thing that everybody was saying this week. My body just hurts. My body just hurts. For context, guys, obviously we're going to talk more about the event and recap it towards
We'll talk about the boring stuff
the
just
second
now.
half. But for context, on Sunday morning, we all got up at 6 a.m.
Or before. Some people were before,
because we left the hotel / McDonald's at 6:45. Mm-hmm. And then
to be at the event to set up for 7.
Well, you and I at least were not in bed until 2:30 the next day, 2:30 the next morning.
Yeah.
With zero break between anything. So Laura and I left the other guys maybe like 10 minutes early.
Yeah,
a little bit
10,
more,
15.
Yeah, 10, 15 minutes earlier than everybody else after like packing everything up. We left when everything was kind of packed up, but you guys were just doing the final checks because we had to get to the nighttime part earlier. Went straight into the hotel, shower, dress, left, didn't sit down at all. Laura and I ran to McDonald's, downed the burger, went to the nighttime part of the event, and there we were.
Yeah.
And I can remember being in the taxi on the way from the daytime part to the hotel, and I remember looking at my watch and I was like, it's 6:00. How am I? And knowing that, like, technically the nighttime part ended at 1, we didn't get to bed till 2:30 for a variety of reasons. I think we must have left well after 1.
Yeah. After 1.
And then we were outside for all that time. And I remember looking at my watch going, how am I going to be awake for another 7 hours? I was so drained. I was like, just that shaky, empty adrenaline. Oh.
I was good. Like, when I got back to the hotel, I was still like pop. And I was like, it's a great day. I spoke to so many people, blah, 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 right? See, after like you left the hotel and by the time I got to the club, which was like 30 minutes after you or something like that, my body went into this whole like shutdown mode.
Yeah.
And I remember just like the first beer. Now, normally I have a beer and I'm like, yeah, I can get going again. Nah, man, it was the opposite effect. For the first like hour, I was like, oh God. I felt like my body was eating itself inside.
Yeah.
And I felt like I had to be at the front to like welcome people in.
Yeah, we were.
Because there's nothing worse, I think, when you come into like an event and you don't really know what you're doing or whatever. But if somebody says, hi guys, it's a free bar until 11, help yourself, you know, go down that way, this coats and stuff, you know. And I felt like I had to do that. But I also felt like I had to do that for myself just so that I didn't sit down and fall asleep.
Yeah.
You know?
It took till between drink 3 and 4. Like, wait, no. Yeah, no, I was on the 4th drink before I was like, right, okay, I'm feeling fine now.
Yeah, I would say that.
I was like, and I don't drink very often, but I was like, I know that I just need to get a few drinks in and then my body will eventually relax.
Oh, see, here's what I did. And I'll try and explain this for all you alcoholics, you know, right? I like strong, like nice, what I call nice beers, craft beers.
IPAs.
IPAs and stuff like that. They tend to be stronger, you know, so you can't drink as many, or if you do drink as many, you are wrecked. I was drinking like the lowest alcohol ones that I could get.
Prava,
4% alcohol. And it doesn't have the same effect. Whereas if I had one IPA right at the start, I'd be like, yeah, let's go. You've got to have like 2 or 3 of these like beers to kind of get you into that.
and they're just like little bottles.
Yeah.
Chris is actually such a lightweight, but he did really, really well.
Yeah, and it's a combination of having drink to have fun, not getting drunk to make an ass of yourself. Does that make sense? You know, because obviously you represent the brand.
Yeah.
The face of the brand.
And that's the chats we were having with the staff before. We were like, guys, remember, we want you to have fun, but remember, you are still representing the brand. Please, no, there was just a couple of rules, which was nobody get pass out on the floor drunk. If you're going to be sick, do so demurely and quietly. Don't let anyone know. Yeah.
And I will say, and this is me being completely official, because if I say it in the pod, that means it's true. The staff are bloody excellent.
Oh my God, they was top form. And you guys kept coming up and praising them to me, which I absolutely loved.
I've had a revelation, and it's going to take us a couple of minutes for me to explain this revelation, then we can go on to nail news, right?
Right, okay.
Now, recently in both the warehouse and the office, a lot of the staff have been reviewing footage from that weekend. And everyone keeps saying, all I see is pictures of Chris. Now, I've worked it out. Honey, I am the gateway drug to you. Because on many occasions, and I didn't realise this up until this morning when I was lying awake in bed, that the amount of people that come up and says, oh, hi, Chris. Love the event, love the podcast and everything else. Where's Rebecca? And it was like, oh, Chris, can I get a picture of you? Where's Rebecca? You know? And all of these things. You, I think, are this mystical being that everyone like looks up to, the nail gods. And I think I'm like the little troll that just gatekeeps you, but I don't actually
See, I disagree because I'm like just so part of the conversation with anyone. Like I'm just chatting to anyone, chatting to everyone, not...
Yeah. Well, some people are like, can you get Rebecca for me?
Oh.
So yeah, that's what it is.
So
Everyone thinks that I'm popular. I am not. I am just the gatekeeper to Rebecca.
Right,
the gateway drug to Rebecca. But on that note, everyone who attended, thank you so much for coming. We'll go on to more about the event in a little bit.
Yeah.
What else has been happening?
Well, let's talk about our MVPs from the event, as in customers who really stuck in our memory. When not yet, later.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's a good thing.
Okay. So they'll keep watching to the end in case they're mentioned.
Yes, and nicknames. If you know, you know. A lot of you guys have nicknames.
You do.
And if you guys have nicknames, that means you're very important to us. Okay? Let's talk about acrylic real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this weekend we launched our weekend.
It's got to be nail news. It's news within the nail industry.
We launched our acrylic, which is something obviously we spoke about in the last pod. We discussed why we were releasing it and stuff like that. How do you think it's been received?
Well, I think really well. We always knew it was going to be like a slow burner. It's not.
It's never going to be the best selling thing we've got.
It's never going to be the main part of our business. No. We don't want it to be. It's not the plan. Never. Yeah. It's never going to be. It's not our passion.
For us, a big thing, and I would say that weekend gone by has shown us that the reason we did acrylic is because, let's be honest, if Nail Order are going to do a product, it's going to be sweet, it's going to be excellent, and that's what everybody says.
It is very good.
I have never done acrylic. If Nail Order has done it, has released it, it's going to be excellent, so I'm going to try it. I
know, the only thing that I'm feeling right now, right, whilst I'm really happy with the way it's been received and everything, the product is fantastic, the feedback has been wonderful, but of course we're not going to be for everybody, that's like with anything. I'm just really like, we haven't put out enough content about it. Like, as in terms of like use, we're usually so good at free education and stuff like that, but just so much going on with the event. And I know you guys will appreciate that. Oh, just not.
I mean, it gives us something to do for the next couple months. You know, obviously you guys are going to be writing the course, like finalising the course.
It's also like, I just don't feel I'm good enough.
I don't know.
I'm really struggling with, like, I just don't feel good enough.
I appreciate that, but why don't, what we've discussed recently about education is really just get like actual professionals who are really good at acrylics.
No, I know some of the educators and stuff have made content, and they're just like finalising it and things like that. But yeah.
Okay. So that's nailed on news in terms of acrylic. And acrylic segues us on to something I want to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
I've been reading a couple of articles recently.
Yeah.
Jan Arnold,
Mm-hmm.
Glitter Bells.
Mm-hmm.
Jan Arnold, 46 years at CND.
She was one of the co-founders of CND.
46 years.
Yeah.
I mean, I think my skincare is good. God
Our
damn,
skincare's excellent, right?
We've actually changed our skincare recently. So in a couple pods, you're like, oh God, Chris is glowing. Please hit us up.
Yeah, and it's like a quarter of the price of what we were using before.
Sell it to them or flog them. Or sell eBay links or something.
Oh.
Right, okay. So Jan Arnold, CND co-founder.
Yeah,
46 years at CND, left a few months ago, and she has been announced as a partner, a brand partner.
Executive advisor to Glitter Bells, yeah.
To Glitter Bells.
Yeah.
I don't know Annabelle, but I know, based on the articles I was reading and even stuff that I listened to before, she is a big acrylic tech.
Yeah, I would say that Glitter Bells are probably far more known for their acrylic than their gels, although their gels are popular as well. But yeah, Jan Arnold, one of the co-founders of CND, in the industry for a very, very long time. I mean, probably considered a pioneer in terms of gel. I mean, when we all think of gel polish, especially if you're an OG gel tech, somebody who's been in the game for at least 10 years, you will know CND as one of the pioneers of UV curable nail polishes.
That's
shellac,
what I think of.
Yes.
Shellac. And how many times have you had the word shellac recently, but in a different context?
My God, we were listening to one of Chris's podcast people on the way down to Birmingham, and they used the word, but they used it so completely wrong. Do
you ever remember the film Bad Boys?
Right.
And Martin Lawrence was pretending to be Will Smith, and they had the apartment. It was in Will Smith's apartment, and they had this little dog, and the dog was crapping all over the carpet, and he's like, what are you doing? Just slacking it in with furniture polish. And he was cleaning up the poo. And that's I think the first thing that I can remember, shellac.
Yeah, so shellac is I mean, don't quote me if I'm wrong, but my vague knowledge of shellac is it's actually it's a type of polish, and it's derived from beetles. Mm-hmm. So I guess it was a clever play on words for them to use that term for their UV curable gels. But yeah, so they used it, and they're like, shellacking your cuticles. You're like, no, please don't put shellac on your cuticles. So yeah, CND very much pioneers.
So I have many questions. Most of them I'll probably keep to myself, but I'll ask you a couple of questions. Mm-hmm. Do you ever think you would bring on an advisor to nail it? Say somebody's been in the industry, I don't know, 10 years more than you.
Having read a little bit about the partnership, I know that they are one of Jan's main
focus points
is expansion into the US. I know Glitter Bells has it's relatively well known in the US, especially because acrylic is so much bigger in America, and the nail culture is just so much bigger in America. And I can imagine just like looking at Glitter Bells, it's definitely a brand that we would really well received in America. Yeah. And obviously Jan is American, so I mean, I could be wrong, but that is my understanding.
When I was doing some research, I typed in Jan Arnold Gla for Glitter Bells, and it came up Glasgow. I wonder if she went to university in Glasgow. We'll look into that afterwards. Should I actually continue to take
Google it right now. Where is Jan Arnold CND from? I'm sure she's from I'm going to guess Minnesota.
San Diego, California.
There you go. So yeah, so it makes absolute perfect sense to utilize someone who is American, will know the American market incredibly well, probably have fantastic connections, and obviously decades and decades and decades of expertise in the nail industry. If that's what you're focusing on, Glitter Bells are very, very. I find them a very interesting study in the nail industry. They're very unique. And the reason I find them so unique is their monopoly almost on the education market.
Oh, 100%.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I don't know how they do it, but they do it very, very successfully. Where I would say they're, from my outsider's point of view, their education is more popular than their products almost. It's crazy. But they seem to do it very, very, very well.
It's funny, we talk about education, we have been talking about education recently, and I would say that anytime someone signs up to our website...
The most common one you see is a Glitterbell certificate.
Yeah.
For sure.
But with things like that's going on just now, SRS, which you can send back your bottles, I don't think we've had any Glitterbell's bottles back, and you can usually kind of tell what most people are using. But that could also be the fact that people actually like Glitterbell's and are not getting rid of it.
Yeah,
you know?
Potentially. I mean, it could there could be a variety of reasons. I think Glitterbell's, I could be wrong, but I think they probably have quite a lot of colleges under their belt in terms of kits and things like that. You know, how different brands supply colleges with the kits and stuff when the students are starting. So that probably really, really helps them as well, because often the first brand that you train with, that you know that you're going to have a little affinity for them, aren't you? But yeah, I find them very, very interesting. A very, very interesting brand.
Yeah, I would say interesting. I would say they're a husband-wife duo.
Yes,
well.
Yeah.
Do you remember? Let me cast my mind back. Manchester, 2023. Two.
I think it was 2022.
Flipping heck.
I know.
Pro Beauty North. Glitterbell's at the stand, and I remember looking at it and thinking to myself, "Damn, that's a big stand."
And it was busy.
Big and busy.
But it was busy. It was the acrylic that seemed to just be busy. Like I can remember seeing all these jars of coloured acrylic.
See, I can't.
And that's what I see on those stands. It was just all those jars of coloured acrylic.
The funny thing is, you and I, maybe this is why you and I work better than a lot of people. You see the acrylic, the product, and everything else. I'm looking at the wheels on the the casters that are on the cabinets.
Oh yeah, the cabinets. Honestly, if we were going to commit to doing more shows, I would love to get some of those type of cabinets made, because I can remember also looking at the cabinets thinking they have got their shit together. They're wheeling it in, click, click, ready, go.
Yeah.
Whereas we're building IKEA crap.
How many shows do you think they do? Do you think they do all the shows?
They do all the shows.
They do all the shows.
shows.
So it makes sense to have prefab, a bit of a team,
I think they do even like the American shows and stuff like that. In fact, did they have something at Bologna, a little side thing?
Yeah.
Did they?
We were there.
I know Gel Bottle did. Did Glitterbells have a little one as well? Yeah, so they do all their shows. So it does make very much sense for them to do that.
Yeah. So
Talking of shows.
What?
Talking of shows.
Talking about beauty shows. Pro Beauty North was last weekend.
It was.
Now, we did Pro Beauty North a couple of years ago, as I was alluding to there. And I would say out of the Pro Beauty North and the XL London, which is the week after, which is the week coming up this weekend, next weekend, Manchester was better, just in general. I felt it was busier.
It was better.
I felt the show was better put together. However,
It was Olympia when we did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's XL now, isn't it?
Yeah, I can't remember. Something like that.
Anyway, out of the two, I would say the Manchester show was the kind of better of the two. That being said, we used to go to Manchester as consumers.
We used to love it, but do you know what? I've just suddenly worked out what the difference is, right? So right now, or these days, our mindset is nails. Nails. That's the only thing we're interested in. Back then, our interests were diversified.
Because we had a salon that did everything.
So we would go to these shows and we would be looking for staff uniform. Yeah. We would be looking for our waxing products, our brow products, our lash products, our nail products, our retail products.
Tanning products. Yeah.
Tinting. Everything. We would literally go with the shopping list. Yeah, tan.
Yeah, and literally at this time of year, we would be thinking, because Rebecca and I are really into retail and sales, is what's the trends that we can start to sell in our salon from now and throughout Christmas.
So we would go to these shows, shopping list, maximise, show discounts. So there was lots of things for us to see. Now these days, the shows just naturally have just reduced so much from my experience.
Just in size. What was it we were looking at? We were looking at a floor plan recently, and the floor plan that was sent to us originally compared to the floor plan that was sent weeks before the show, was it Glasgow or something like that?
I cannot remember.
And literally they'd half the size of it.
But it's these days, there's always been a lot of machines and a lot of teeth whitening and a lot of insurance companies, right? That's always been a thing. But these days it feels like that is 80% and there's a couple of other things like sprinkled in. So if I tell you the nail brands that were there.
So we had this discussion before we came on air.
And I was like, I'll tell you on the pod, because then you'll be like, what?
Right. So let me just think to myself, who is going to be there, right? So it's going to be...
Who typically goes to these type of shows? Who's been there before?
It's going to be Joe Bottle. It's going to be Glitter Bells. There's going to be somebody else like Lacente, or what's the other one? Oh, I've just lost the name of it.
Well, other ones we've seen at shows have been Progel, Dali.
You get some like Italian ones and stuff like that, and French ones sometimes.
Yeah. Passione.
That's the one.
Yeah. Gelish.
Jellish, all those ones used to go.
Not Gelux, Jellish with Morgan Taylor. We used to be excited to see CND. That's who we were excited to see. But I don't think I've seen them at a show in God knows how long. Anyway, there was always a variety.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to see if I can remember. There's 4.
It's 4 out of that whole entire show. 4.
One was Cuticle Company. They don't sell gels as far as I know. I think they're like sanitizers and oils.
Okay.
Bexy Glow.
Never had them.
They're better known for acrylic, and they're quite big on TikTok.
Okay.
I think they've just started doing gels as well. Glossify.
Oh God, I forgot about Glossify.
Glitter Bells.
That was it.
That's it. From what my little tiny amount of research I've done, that's all I saw.
And I'm starting to put things together, right? So, Glitter Bells, we just discussed that. They have like this, just an operation. They can just go to the shows. It doesn't probably take too much time and effort out of
they have a team for them. It's practice. They also have they'll do some on stage stuff.
Yeah.
They have a big education section.
That's what's going to lead on to the education section. And
they'll be getting a good deal for sure.
Yeah, but also the student part.
The student part, big, yeah.
Okay, so if you guys have been to the shows, then you understand that on a Sunday it is busy. It's usually salon owners. And then the Monday comes and the buses roll in and all the students go off them.
Oh my God, and it's absolute hell on earth. It's nobody who wants to buy any money. It's people who just want testers. And
don't buy any money?
Yes.
Don't have any money to buy.
Yes. They just want freebies and testers and all this. It's just an absolute nightmare. So yeah.
But at the same time, if they are maybe doing Glitter Bells in college and they see Glitter Bells, they'll buy Glitter Bells.
Just also thought Willow. They were there one of the years we were there.
Yeah, Willow, yeah. I was just thinking of gel brands. I wasn't thinking of anything else.
I'm thinking of anything nail related.
Right, okay. So what was the kind of main aspect of the show? Like was it just back to having all those big HIFU machines? And
so it was called Pro Beauty North and Aesthetics Medicine North, which I thought was very interesting. Yeah.
So those are high ticket items that can afford the stands versus somebody who's selling cuticle sanitizers.
Yeah. It's just it's so expensive, and I don't think it's worth it. We used to love it. We used to love going. We used to travel literally to the one in Manchester every year. We would look forward to it. It's just dead now. It's dead.
I think we said this before in a pod when we were doing niche. I do think that niching down and going to specific ones.
And I think that's the problem. Everybody's niched down.
Yeah.
So there was a event in Glasgow, I think it was the week before our event, called the Brow Network.
Right.
So it's like Niche Nail Network, but for brows.
Right, okay.
And it's in Glasgow.
There you go.
Yeah. And it's a very similar sort of thing. It's like people aren't going to these big shows anymore because if they're into nails, they go to Niche. If they're into brows, they go to the Brow Network. I know Lashbase does ones like IRL things and all the sorts of different events for lash techs. So you're going to go to these. Like, why bother?
I think it is more beneficial because it's less expensive for brands to attend for the most part, depending upon the size of your stand and where you need to travel to. But there's just less, and I think that the traffic that is coming in is more accurate. For instance, one of the things when we're constantly being pitched shows, and it's always a case of, come to Pro Beauty North, there's 50,000 people on a Sunday, blah, 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 right? There's 80,000 people on a Monday. And I'm thinking to myself, realistically, that 80,000 people, most of them are students and they're not going to buy anything.
Yeah. And then you've got to discount everybody who's only there for hair or lashes or massage, waxing, all of those things, and then pick out just the nail people, and then it's like, is your brand resonating with them? It's just, whereas where you've got niche, say it's only, just pick a number out, say it's only 400 people, but that's 400 people who do nails.
Yeah.
And who are there to spend money because they've also spent money for a ticket.
Yeah.
So it's just so much better. I would rather definitely as a brand, spend money on something like Niche Nail Network for only 400 people than Pro Beauty North for 40,000 people.
So let me ask you a question, right? In a couple of years' time, you might get to the stage where glitter bells are thinking to themselves, this is not worth it, you know? Glossify are thinking, do you know what, we'll maybe do one every 3-4 years. At that point in time, do you think it's a good idea for maybe someone like Nail Order to think to themselves, well, we will go and we will be the big dogs. We'll be the one.
I don't. I find Glossify going very confusing because I just wonder how it benefits them.
Well, why wouldn't it?
If you got, so it's just say that the two biggest ones, Glossify and Glitter Bells, are there. Glitter Bells is much bigger than Glossify. They have a much bigger market share. And moreover, their education, I would say arguably their education is better known in the industry than anybody else's education when you're specifically talking about a brand. In fact, just in general, full stop, I would say Glitter Bells education is just the best known. So it kind of makes sense because they're going to grab all that student element. They're doing educational things. Glossify has education, but from my knowledge, it's not that big. Like it's just like any other brand's sort of education. It's just a side thing.
So something we were pitched when we were offered Glasgow and a couple other ones is if you come along and you do something to do with education, we'll give you a reduction in the cost of your stand.
Well, what they were doing was they were giving you a free area. It was like a buy one get one free, I think.
Yeah.
So you'd get the stand and then you would get an equivalent sized area to do education stuff in.
So for Glitter Bells, I think that's like perfect.
Yeah.
You know, even if they're just doing these little master classes and these students are potentially going to get Glitter Bells in college either at some point in time in the future or recently just had, it's just about that brand awareness, always having, you know, it's like that whole see a brand 7 times before you buy it.
But it's like when we went to the Glasgow one, which we were there for 5 minutes and just for a wander around, Glossify was there. It was dead. There was nobody at the stand.
It was. That's very true.
And that's not a reflection on them. It was just a reflection on the show itself. And it was just, there was no people there.
I think the people that we spoke to there were just been like, it's really quiet. You know, but they try and be upbeat. You can see they're trying to be upbeat because, of, you know, they're there, they're attending. But at that point in time, the Glitter Bells had an education.
Oh, so they did over to the side,
and there was a line waiting for the next masterclass to start. So that completely makes sense. I totally get it.
Yeah, for Glitter Bells for sure.
Maybe one day that could be us.
They seem to be really doing it right in terms of education.
Yeah. What's up next, honey?
Booking system.
Holy smokes, right? So I'm quite greedy and I want everything for myself. And a couple months ago, I remember talking to BJ, who develops our app and stuff like that, saying to him, do you know what's really good, mate? A booking system.
And I said, absolutely not. A booking system is a standalone business, incredibly complicated.
And then I thought to myself, a booking system actually is a standalone business and it's incredibly complicated and we probably don't have time for it. But at the same time, I'm thinking to myself, right, moreover than just being hard work, the compliance that goes along with it. I'm just going to just name a couple of things that as soon as I say it, you'll be like, oh, I'm out. Credit card capture and compliance.
Oh, gross.
Oh. CRM data, customer data.
We have that anyway with our forms.
And data protection. The amount of compliance that goes along with that, I'm out. I can't be bothered with it. Don't have enough time.
Yeah. So there's been controversy this week because Fresha, now Chris and I have never used Fresha, so I only know what I know because I've been told. I did ask Anna last night, who works in customer service, and she uses it. I asked her, I was like, tell me the lowdown. So it seems that Fresha was, their part of their advertising was that they're always free. I think there was I believe, again, don't quote me, I believe there was a package that you could pay for, but they had this package that was always free. Yeah. And they made their money by charging a percentage, which I never sat well with me anyway.
Yeah. So imagine your credit card fees for the most part around about 1.5% for most credit card swipe fees. They were adding on a few extra percent, similar to what Klarna do, right?
Well, no. If a customer booked through the Fresha system, because the Fresha had like a marketplace where you could go and say, I want gel polish, and then it'll show you loads of different options, different places, and if they booked one of them, they take 20%.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I thought it was just a swipe fee.
And do you know what Anna told me last night? Even if the customer cancels, you still have to pay. They still charge you that 20%.
Oh
no.
Oh.
So if they book through the marketplace system, if they rebook, they don't charge you the 20%.
It's just the first, because it's the customer capture.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. But there's also a heap of other things that we're charging for as well. Of course, there'll be a percentage, I'm sure, of the rebook. Then there was like text messages and emails and stuff. So Anna showed me the email that everybody was sent this week. And so it's gone from free to $14.95. But you don't get anything extra on top.
Oh, right, okay.
I think you got 50 free emails. Was that what it was? 50 emails for free? But you don't get anything on top.
So let's just kind of work out a couple of scenarios here, because people might be using...
And, sorry, if you don't sign up to one of the package, you won't have access to any of your historical information.
Wow.
So you won't have any of your reports, transactions, anything at all.
That's like when Canva tried to charge you like 150 quid a month.
That's it. That's like, what's that called? Not blackmail. Well, it is. It's
Ransom.
It's ransom. They're holding your stuff to ransom. That's not cool.
Right. So we used to use Ovatu for many, many years. Slightly more expensive, but the system is bang on.
It's so good.
And one of the things you get included with that are things like text messages, emails and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So for instance, when a customer books or you book a customer in, they're automatically sent like a
Well, you set it up however you want it to be.
So you can do consultation forms, you can do just advisory things, reminders of their appointments and stuff like that. So I'm guessing Fresha was charging every time they had to do that.
I think so, yeah.
Right.
Other great things about Ovatu is like gift vouchers and passes, and you can have all of your stock on there and use it as like a POS system. So many different things. So yeah, we really, really loved Ovatu. Like Chris said, a bit more expensive. I was double checking the prices last night. It's £20
Base price
for an individual. Yeah.
The good thing about Fresha before, I would say, in terms of the package that we're offering, is if you are relatively new, or if you are not doing so many treatments, so you're just maybe working 1 or 2 days from home, but you want an online booking system, it was potentially getting you new customers. That's
what Anna said was really good about it. Anna's like, for me now, I'm at a point where I don't need any new customers, so this is completely pointless for me.
20% seems a lot, but if you think about how much it's going to cost you to advertise.
Yeah, but also think about the amount of other people being advertised. Like, are they going to see you in a sea of people?
Well, if they're bringing Anna new customers, then
I don't know if it is. Right. I don't. Well, I mean, yes.
Yeah.
But I guess a lot of it depends on probably your reviews and stuff that you already have.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So another great option specifically for nail techs is Polish Pad, who we are currently running a competition with. I think the competition's still on.
Yes.
When it is, so go and check that out, guys.
On Instagram.
Yeah, offering a free pro subscription for a year.
That is unbelievable.
And this is a booking system which is specifically for nail technicians.
Made by nail techs, right?
Yes, and you can have your customers upload their inspiration before their appointment, which is amazing.
100%.
I think that cuts down on so much like
guesswork.
It does, and like awkwardness, because if they send you the inspiration, say they've booked in for tier 1 nail art, they send you their inspiration and it is like, it's got all the bells and whistles. You can go back to them before the appointment and say, love what you've sent me, can't wait to do it. Just to let you know, it is going to be a little bit more expensive, so I'm just going to upgrade your appointment to a tier 3.
And that's so much better in advance.
Oh my God,
the customers are completely aware and you don't have that awkwardness when they come in.
Exactly.
Moreover, I heard people talking about this the other day, and I think that's great for, you just know that it's managing expectations, but also if you don't have the stock for that.
Yeah. Say that you're needing like a
foils
or
like
a putty or whatever it is.
Yeah.
You can make sure that you have that in. And again, it's just avoiding awkwardness.
Yeah.
So definitely go and check out Polish Pad, guys. I think it's £20 a month as well. I can't quite remember, but again, it is made specifically for nail technicians. So really, really good.
If you were to scrap nail order because you've had enough of it and you're going back to doing nails, yeah, booking system, would you definitely have one?
Does the bears shit in the woods? Does Bailey shit on my carpet? Yes.
There's going to be people listening to this pod and thinking to themselves, we've got a paper diary.
Well, do you know, I came across Nails by Pip, lovely Pip, on my FYP last night, and she just said that she'd had a lovely long conversation with Abby from Polish Pad. Yep. She said she didn't do it at the event. She's like, I don't know why, but then she spoke to her on the phone, and she is now moving from a pen and paper diary to an online booking system. Honestly, guys, if you've not done it, why? There is not one benefit to pen and paper, not one.
Yeah. Recently, because of this whole Fresha thing, and just in general, we've been talking about booking systems in the office, because I was pitching the idea to everyone that we should be doing it ourselves, which we're not going to do it.
No.
For many reasons. You're better off just leaving it to professionals. It's like tools.
It's like tools, yeah. Leave it to pros.
Yeah. And things like just being able to work out your week, just being able to see into the future, just being able, again, historical. This is something that a lot of people have been talking about, like with the whole Fresha thing. All my customer details are on there. How do I get my customer details if I want to move? You know.
But also, like for stock planning, like you can very quickly pull a report that shows you how many sets of builder gel you've done in the last month.
Yeah.
That helps you plan for stock.
Yeah. And if you're really good and you've got that little bit of savvy about you, what you'll be doing is that customer, you'll be putting client record cards and stuff like that where you know what they got the last time, and you can obviously ensure, you know, for instance, the next week, that person got Seraph. Oh, actually, I'm out of Seraph, so I'm going to get it just in case that's what they want. You know, something like that.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I do think it's a good one. Check out Polish Pad just in general. I'll leave a link in the description for Polish Pad.
Check out that competition as well. I'm not sure when it ends, but go check that out.
Instagram, nail order.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, honey. Polish Pad segues us straight into our event.
Isn't it amazing the way that we've done that? Because they were at our event.
They were. They were in the playroom. No, marketplace.
Sunday market.
Sunday market. If you don't know about the event, this is why I wanted to do it, because...
if you didn't know, you do know now.
Oh, you know now. It's all over social media. I don't spend a lot of time on nail social media. Sometimes I go on to our TikTok to post stuff. I've not been on this week. But I have been on to just TikTok in general, and holy smokes, all we see is people.
Oh my God, it's just
faces.
constant. Come with me, come with me.
Yeah. I would say for the first couple of days, as rough as everyone was feeling, everyone was just walking about on that floaty, happy cloud nine. Everyone from Rebecca and I, who are quite often the face of the brand, as in seen, social media people as well. But not only that, warehouse staff who are not on social media a lot.
Although I will say it was a combination of like floating on a cloud and having the Sunday service blues. So many people said they had the Sunday service blues. Like, I want to do it again. It's over. I've waited so long.
Right. So let's just get into the nuts and bolts of it. And I did say that right this time. 6 months ago, we said we're going to do it again. I know we said at the start of the year, we'll do one this year.
No, we started selling the tickets in April. So
6 months?
Yeah, but I think we talked about it before that. No, but as in we announced it before that.
Yeah.
I think.
Right, so whatever.
Whatever.
Tickets sold out within 24 hours, less than 24 hours, less than 20 hours, less than...
I don't know, about a day.
So there's a lot of hype for us to make this right. The reason we did almost like a carbon copy of the last one with slight improvements is so that we could get it right.
It was so that we had so much going on with so many launches this year with acrylic, etc., that we couldn't really dedicate time to planning something completely different. We really liked what we did last year. We had really good feedback. We knew there was a couple of improvements that we could make. So we thought, easy. We had the same photographer. We had the same magician at night. We had the same lady for the embroidery with the same tarot card reader, etc., etc. So, yeah. And
I would say with this one, from start to finish, it was perfect.
It was perfect.
Well,
okay. There was a couple of things that weren't perfect.
Here we go. Right. Okay. Admittedly, I had almost nothing to do with the planning other than booking the van, which was, let's be honest, probably the most important thing.
Yeah, well, yes.
I would say you guys absolutely nailed it. I felt fully entertained all day.
Good.
There was food, there was talks, there was shopping facilities, there was nail order, there was LP, there was just stuff going on everywhere. And I felt like I just kept going around saying to people, or as much as I could, you having a good day? Everyone was like, oh, it's amazing. And everyone kept saying about the venue. The venue is, or was, kind of like an old church, right?
Mm-hmm. It is, yeah.
And it's white and black inside, which is very nail order. And when you're in there and you're just looking around with the way we had it all set out, felt perfect. Felt amazing. Mm-hmm. I took some videos that I sent to my friends who have no care about nail order.
I took one picture and I didn't even mean to take it. It was like an accidental picture.
Right, okay.
In the nightclub at night. That was it. I didn't take anything else.
I did it just to show off to my friends that I'm quite successful. And but two friends that I sent it to him, I sent it to my son as well, and he doesn't care. He's like, yeah, it's great, Dad. Of course it's going to be great for you. But my friend Christian, he was like, wow, that's amazing. And Matt was like, God, it looks like you're the biggest stand there. And I was like, no, this is all ours.
This is ours.
This is all ours, you know? And I felt really, really proud.
Yeah.
And I think that's the blues and that's the hangover, because as much as it's you, me, nail order, it's everybody else. I think everyone, especially the people who came, the staff who came, very, very much invested in the company. And they
I was so
feel
amazed
like it's theirs.
by the amount of people that were like, oh my God, it's so much better than last year. I'm like, it's not really very different. It's not really very different.
I think a lot of people come into it with more confidence because they'd been before.
Yeah. There was a lot more people.
Oh, tons more people. Double the amount of people.
The only things I would change from the day part are the following. We had a real bottleneck at the front door.
Yes.
A lot of that was to do with the Sharpies. So I would change that. I would have 2 stations either side. I would have a Sharpie station way away, just probably like down near the food or something, just to pull people away from the front door to let people in.
That's the thing. Like, I think the breakfast time food got missed, and I think it was beautiful. Like, there was like salmon and stuff like that. I missed it.
I had like 3 Haribo hearts all day.
I seen it just leaving. I was like, God, that food.
Oh, they take it away?
Yeah.
It was like, there was loads left?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, the breakfast, not the lunch. Lunch, there was only like a few sandwiches left. And trust me, there were crusty old sandwiches by the end of it, and I got them when I was leaving. But yeah, I think if we just got people down into that area faster, I think that'd have been better. The thing is, when you walk in there and you're like, it is big nail order, you know, I think a lot of people were like, wow.
At the staff meeting at the beginning, I was like, right guys, try and keep everybody away from the selfie station, because what we'll do is once everybody's in, we'll clear away the table and stuff that's there for welcoming, goodie bags, etc. And then the selfie station will be clear, because otherwise we're going to bottleneck. But it's impossible to be like, guys, get away from the selfie station. You weren't going to be like an asshole, do you know what I mean? So that is one thing I would change, that setup. The other thing is, and some of the guys said this yesterday, and when I went there, I'd said, is there a microphone that we can use like in here to announce?
Yeah.
And that was really annoying, because I know people weren't sure like when, well, obviously they had their lanyards with all the times and stuff on it, but still, if you're like in a conversation or you're doing something, time flies by. So it'd been so much better to be able to announce the talks. And I had hoped to be able to do that, but just didn't happen. So, and we had the broadcast and everything like that, but for me, that was the other thing that...
Yeah, just making people feel aware. We should have utilised the broadcast and the app more.
Well, we did use the broadcast, but you're not going to utilise the app, because that's going to thousands of people. And,
true.
But just having like a microphone or a tannoy, some way of saying, okay, so coming up next, we have got Robbie Tompkins. Do you know what I mean?
I need to make an apology to Robbie. Not that he's listening, but it's been probably 3 or 4 years since I first met Robbie. Since I last seen Robbie. And I went into the main hall because I'd been asked to by the sound engineers, right, to come in and just talk with microphones. Robbie's sitting with his laptop, but the way he was sitting, he looked like just a run-of-the-mill sound engineer, and he just waved like, "Hi." I'm like, "Right, mate," and just cracked on and just never said anything. I said, "And Robbie should be here soon," and Robbie was like, "It's me." And I said, "Oh my God, it is Rob." I felt like an absolute lemon, you know, but he just looked like he was just part of the team. And then he stood up and I was like, oh, right, it's Robbie. You know, so that's
sorry, he got confused as well about something at one point, but it's all cool. It's all good. But yeah, honestly, it was just so good. It's just so wholesome. And like, whenever we're faced with our community, the one thing that is most glaringly obvious is how incredibly friendly everybody is. Like, nobody is an asshole. It's not like full of stuck up people. There's no stuck up people. Like, and even when you just like watch the content back afterwards, you can just see it. Everybody has such individual styles, individual personalities. It's just such a mixture of people. Nobody is out of place, no matter who they are, what they look like, what they're wearing.
I love the No Fam
so much,
and it's not. Fam is a great word for the No Fam, because if you look at the majority of families, they all look kind of similar, but they're all very different. You and your sisters, similar but different.
The way that our No Fam is similar is that they're all different.
Yeah, but they're all nail techs. That's the similarity. That's the family part.
Yeah, that's the family part.
And they're all very, very different, you know. And you can see for the most part that some of them may never have spoke to each other outside of there, but as soon as they walk in, they're just No Fam. Yeah,
because they've got that in common. They've got the fact that they're all there because they are nail techs and they use nail order.
Yeah. It's a glorious thing to behold, and I never ever thought for 1 second we could have created that, and that was never an intent with nail order.
Do you know what's so funny? I was talking to somebody about this. Was it yesterday? Do you know the weirdest thing to me is, right, when we set out to create nail order, we weren't like, right, here's our Chris and I aren't like vision board people. We aren't business plan people. We aren't like we just go with the flow, right? Never once did we set out to create an alternative brand.
No,
never once. Nope. But it's so weird that we have, for 2 reasons. Number one, that's what I was when I was younger, right? I was like alternative, like emo, gothy type. That was my vibe. Then I got into my 20s, and I'll say probably when I met Chris is when like I stopped with that. And you're the most unalternative person in the whole world.
100%. But in saying that,
but inside,
no, well, hang on. Here's the thing.
You're a weirdo.
Oh, Wow.
No, in a good way. That's what I mean.
Wow. No, when we were in Birmingham and we were going to the meal the night before, there was obviously some sort of event on, and there was goths everywhere. And I openly just said it, and I probably shouldn't have, because some of the girls around us are goths. I was like, my one thing is like, I love goth girls.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's like a thing.
I think it's a guy's secret thing, like goth girls and redheads.
Oh, redheads as well. Jesus Christ. Sure. Okay, whatever. Get your eyes off my women, guys. No, but like, I'm not an alternative type of guy.
No.
But do you remember how nail order goth type thing came around? Do you remember that whole big speech I did? And right, so anyway, when we were creating the brand,
was it about churches?
Yeah. It was a bit of kind of back and forth. This is how Rebecca and I always work. Again, we never set like these big missions and stuff. I remember I was listening to Lucy on Shan's pod, and she's like, she set like a mission statement, and she's sticking to it and everything else. And I thought,
the only thing that we've ever stuck to is inclusivity over exclusivity.
Yes,
that's it.
It's something that we had put out on our dog walk, as always. And I remember we were looking to create the brand Nail Order in terms of the logo and stuff like that. And you were going back and forward with this graphic designer because we're on lockdown, so you're doing it over Instagram and stuff like that. And it was all cutesy and girly and very like naff. You know, it was that whole thing.
I wouldn't say that they're girly. Clean,
yeah. And I was like, we need something different. We need something edgy. We need something. And you were like, yeah, but we can't. And we started talking about like the order, following the order, like an
order of nuns, like religious order. Yeah.
And that's how we got onto Nail Order in terms of not just the name, but the look of it. You can probably tell by the logo.
We've got like it's the cloister font. It's the halo. We have praying hands very early on.
And join the Nail Order. Join the it was like
it's an order, but it's also nail order, like a play on mail order.
Everything that has happened since then has been accidental.
Oh yes, so accidental.
Sunday service. Sunday service is where we gave a shout out to nail techs.
We featured a nail tech every Sunday.
Every Sunday, and it was just giving praise to one of those nail artists, and it just went like that.
And this was way before we offered daily nails. This is when we just did cuticle oils.
Yeah, before we even did cuticle oils. Jesus. And it just went from that, and for instance, what we do now is with Sunday service event, it was held on a Sunday,
And it's in an old church. That's kind of by accident, but then all the rooms are themed, but also trying not to be blasphemous, respectful of those who are religious.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's just weird how
it is so weird. It just happened completely by accident. But do you know why I think it's all happened? Because
it's meant to.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. You can't be successful in something that you're not.
You can't force it for the sake of
You can't force it because you can see that it's not real. And that is just who we are. We're a bit chaotic. You less so, but me, I am more alternative. I like to like things that other people don't like. But I do think in your brain that you are part of the alternative crew. Because what I think actually makes an alternative crew is someone who is, and this is in the nicest possible way, and I'm referring to myself and Chris when I say this, just a bit of a weirdo.
Yeah, I'll take it.
And just comfortable being a little bit zany, a little bit crazy, and maybe feeling like you don't like fit the norm, but being totally comfortable with that. And I think that's what we have.
We'll put it this way, right? So I'm a bloke from the west coast of Scotland, and I went to college to do acting and performance.
You are quite camp.
I didn't say camp, honey. I said acting and performance. Jesus. And a lot of my friends were like, why are you doing that, man? What are you doing?
Like, why are you not going to be a mechanic or something?
Yeah. And it was not normal, but I'm so glad I did because I can present better on things like TikTok and on our podcast.
Oh yes, like we can see it. Chris is not lives.
Stop it, honey. This is just an attack on me now. And when I started hosting the event, I think what we've created is something unreal, and it was never the intent. The intent was to make really good products, and what we've done with like everything else. And honestly, like the No Fam, like everybody, like you said, is different, and you have a different conversation with everyone. But ultimately, the same conversations, the conversations, turn out to be the same.
And what I'm also going to say is that you all have incredible manners.
Oh, you do.
The number of people that came up to both Chris and I independently and said, I just want to say thank you so much for today. It's been amazing. Thank you for everything you do. Like, just thank you,
Yeah.
Really, just such nice manners.
Yeah. And it's weird because I don't know if I'd have the confidence to say that to someone who we attended an event with. I probably would.
And I'm thinking about when I had a salon and we went to a nail event for a brand. I didn't feel anything towards it particularly. Do you know what I mean?
Towards them or the
brand. I didn't feel an emotional connection.
You went to be there.
I went because I liked
transactional.
Yeah, for
it's
sure.
Definitely with the no fam. It's not transactional.
There's no transactional.
It is just love.
It is just love.
It is weird.
But it's so excellent.
And it does make you. Rebecca had said the next morning, was it Shan that called you? Or I got a voice note from Shan, and Rebecca had said the one sentence that I've been saying over and over again all week. My cup is full.
Oh yeah, so full, overflowing.
Yeah, and it's a weird phrase to say, but you just get it. You just get it, you know. Except for Carmen. I've got a bone to pick with Carmen.
Oh.
I'm right. Have you seen Carmen's Instagram reel?
Yeah, because she sent it to me before she posted it.
Okay. And it's me at the very end. I look like snozzled. I was rubbing my eyes. That's at the point in time I was not drunk the night. Would you say I was drunk?
No, I think you were
tipsy.
Yeah.
At one point,
you were merry.
At one point, I was rubbing my eyes because I was so blinking tired because I'd been up for 20 hours.
You look like I don't even know what's happened to you.
Yeah. And I looked like, and she just done me dirty.
She did. She did do you dirty.
She gave you guys love and done me dirty. But I'll tell you something, again, Carmen, just a
MVP.
One of the MVPs.
Definite MVP. My other ones are Caitlin
Blackstone,
who's one of our educators, with that fan, cracked me up so incredibly much.
She was great all day.
Natasha was great, one of our other educators. Yes. I don't want to offend people by not mentioning them. Nikki NR, I know you feel embarrassed about waffling at me, but do not feel embarrassed. You're still an MVP. Who else?
I'm going to say MVP for maybe saving me for the night. Glossed by Lauren, is that right? Lauren and our sister.
Yes, the two. No. They did not. No, you two did not save. You two tried to sabotage.
They gave me tequila,
and then you vomited. Correct?
I had to go to the toilet and vomit.
Were you demure?
Not in the toilet. No, I was.
Was there anybody else in the toilet?
No, blokes.
I know. I was like, I'm going to take over those toilets.
No, so I think that was like a quick recovery. You know, I come out and I felt terrible at that point in time, but I was great after it. So
no, those two, they are MVPs for sure.
And what's the sister's name?
Oh, now she's going to be offended.
It begins with a G, I think. It begins with a G. Oh, I've just forgotten. I'm going to insert it right here. There you go. Yeah. So if you're watching on YouTube, you'll get it. And I have nicknames for a lot of people, right? So you have Dark Heart Nails. So
Susie Kerr. Oh yeah, she was an MVP for sure.
Stevie from the radio. Stevie Kerr from the radio.
Eva with the cherries?
Eva with the cherries. Sally Davis Jr. I just have weird names for weird people, and I don't mean to have weird names for you guys, but I just do.
Shan and Jovan, definite other MVPs.
Oh God, Jovan, he annoys me so much.
Why?
Because he is bulked up at the gym and we're having gym talk. The funny thing is, so the last time we had the event, I had been really working hard at the gym, and he kept saying to me, he's like, man, you're looking good, man, you're looking good. And since then, he's been going to the gym and I've not. And he is bulked up and looking good. So we've now got this thing. I've got his number now where when I go to the gym and he goes to the gym, we're just going to start texting.
That's going to be a long time before you message.
You're really hating on me today. Really hating on me, Jovan. I bought gym flooring to cover the new house.
To cover the house, the whole house?
Well, the whole garage.
All of our staff were MVPs. They were 100%. Amazing. They were hilarious. You guys loved them. They worked so goddamn hard.
Yes.
Couldn't have been more proud of them.
At night time, they were all very well behaved. They were all up on the dance floor. Oh, and
I know a lot of them kept themselves sort of in our little corner, and that was definitely not out of being stuck up. That was out of sheer exhaustion.
Yeah.
It was very, very tiring, guys.
And to everybody who's in the dance floor, Nicole Smith. Just
Nicole, the twerking, yes.
And just everybody. There's too many of you guys
there is. I keep thinking of people. I'm like,
yeah. We just had such a good time. Lily was there with her mum, and they came to Niche as well, and they were very reserved. But they weren't reserved.
Lily?
Yeah.
Danny?
No, Lily.
Oh, who's Lily?
She was at Niche. She came to the event, and she came to night time with her mum. And at one point, I thought, I need to drag them up to dance. And I missed it because I got sidetracked. And I turned around and they were dancing. So there you go.
Oh, Danny and her mum.
Yes, Danny and her mum.
And of course, you've got Keris and her mum and Hayley and the naughty crowd. They were wild.
Always wild.
Always wild.
There's always kids that should be in the naughty step.
And that is them.
But yeah, there were so many people and we had such a great time.
So much fun with you.
I felt that my cup was and has been since then very much filled. Now,
if we didn't name you guys, please don't feel sad. You were still very much part of our day in life.
Yeah.
It's too many of you to name.
There is. And the thanks for the tags on Instagram afterwards.
And thank you so much, Holly Horizon, MVP.
God. Holly, I've not got yours on today.
Usually you always have them on every day. You've had them on every day.
I took them off because Daki was trying to eat them last night.
He wears multiple of them, these lovely bracelets.
Yeah.
If you're watching on YouTube, you can see they're so cute. Holly contacted us before the event and said, I'd love to make you guys some bracelets. And we were like, well, that's a lot to make you to ask you to make. And we felt really bad. But she did it anyway. And honestly, so great. And I know everybody loves them.
Unreal.
And it's such a nice little
reminder,
isn't it?
I took mine off last night because Daki was trying to eat them. I had 4 on.
It would be so cool if we could just have one every year.
Yeah, like a festival thing.
Yeah.
That leads me on to my next point before we get this show wrapped up because we're at an hour, honey. Being fulfilled as we are and thinking about how much effort and how much money it takes to put on these events, do you think we should do one every single year?
I don't know.
Because that was 18 months in between the last one and this one. I think that was like a sweet spot.
What is great about that is that we have time where we don't need to be thinking about the event. Like we have a good few months or pretty much a year where we weren't needing to plan for the event, we weren't needing to think about the event, because when all the event stuff starts, it really does take over our lives.
100%.
It takes over everything. And there's only so many of us, and to be able to be bringing you guys really cool new stuff all of the time and doing all the things other things we need to do for Nail Order, doing an event does get in the way of that. There's no denying it. And we want it to be perfect. We want you guys to attend a Nail Order event. And I mean, that was only our second ever event, which is crazy. We want you to feel that every single tiny thing has been thought of.
Yep.
Everything. You know, even the pick and mix stand with the pick and mix bags, even the tiny little pink ribbons on the pick and mix stand showing what's vegan and what's halal. Every little thing has been thought of for you guys. And that takes a huge amount of effort.
Yeah. I remember just in the weeks running up to it, the guys were making up goodie bags. And there's 250 of you guys coming. Everybody needs a goodie bag. We have to make extra just in case.
It takes days.
It does. It literally takes a marketing member of the team days of their time. So that takes them away from doing something else, like creating content for acrylic.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm all too aware of the amount of things that we haven't been doing any active marketing because it's all been about the event. Yeah. And of course, immediately after the event, it's very much the same because these guys have to edit all of their content and things like that. And there's things to tie up after the event, which people probably don't realise.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, for me, the next thing to do is like, how are you going to beat this? People will say, how are you going to beat this?
It's not necessarily about beating it. It's about doing the exact same, but just making it bigger. Because the amount of
we're maxed out in terms of space now.
The amount of hate we got immediately after the tickets had sold out.
I mean, I'm saying we're maxed out in space. We could have had more people.
We could have. But it all comes down to like fire marshals, like how many people you can safely have.
You're allowed in a place. I know. And having that additional area that we had this year, why the hell they didn't offer that to us last year, I do not know.
I know.
I didn't even go into the bridal suite. I've seen some people doing content in the bridal suite.
Oh, we weren't allowed? I was told we weren't allowed.
No, we did have it. Maria kept changing her goddamn mind.
Oh.
Don't even get me started. But yeah, I mean, obviously at the podcast, for whoever, I'm sure you guys watch this podcast, you will watch that podcast. And we talked about what we would like to do next. And that's something that I have wanted to do since we did the last one. So I've wanted to do that since like January 2024.
But you'll need to wait and find out about that.
Yeah. And that is something so big. We probably need an event planner.
Damn.
Well, I don't know.
Send your CV to Becca at.
But yeah, that's something I think would be so cool.
Yeah.
So cool.
We'll leave you with that cliffhanger for this week, guys. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you for listening to the pod. Thank you for subscribing. We're over 2,000 subscribers on YouTube, which is excellent. Over, I think it's 30,000 downloads on audio format. We're smashing records all over the place. Things that we probably didn't think we were doing. I think we're doing really good with this pod. I enjoy doing it. I said that in the last one.
I mean, we're not breaking the bank with these numbers, but
Doesn't matter.
it's fine. We enjoy doing it, and
One thing I got is like people were actually having like deep and meaningful conversations with me at night time because they were smashed about the podcast, and I just kept thinking to myself, God, you guys really are invested. So thank you. The thing is, it's like everything else. I would rather have 100 of people who are completely invested and watch the podcast all the way through,
for sure,
rather than 1,000 views. 1,000 people who come along and only watch 5 minutes.
Very, very true.
There you go.
Very true.
Honey, can you explain to me the things that we're doing for the rest of the day and the things that we're doing for the rest of this weekend? Because we are real time guys.
I'll
tell you what I'm doing.
Okay, on you go.
I'm just going to edit this pod.
Yeah.
And it's Formula 1 this week.
I am going to relax this afternoon, and I'm not going to let you moan at me about anything because I am teaching tomorrow. So you can do whatever you like tomorrow, but today, the rest of the day, the whole couple of hours this afternoon that I have.
It's all about you?
Well, no, I do actually need to go and set up for the course and do all that type of stuff as well. So we're probably going to be here for another, I don't know, half an hour maybe.
Sure.
So after that, which will be 1 o'clock, snick snack, patty whack.
Do you want to tell people what I made you this morning?
Breakfast, half of a breakfast sandwich with stuff that he had just scraped around from all sorts of places.
And you were coming to the pod. Rebecca and I have this insatiable hunger this week. I think it's because we didn't eat enough last weekend.
It was great. Honestly, Harry Bow was.
Well, I'll tell you something, right? So the morning after the event, I said to Rebecca, come on, let's go get breakfast. Let's go get breakfast. We paid for it at the hotel. Let's go get breakfast. We went downstairs. I filled my plate and I wolfed it down where everyone else is like around. Karina could barely down a cup of tea.
Yeah.
You had a croissant or something?
No, I had a small bowl of cereal and a piece of toast.
It was only because for the last like days before that, we'd hardly eaten anything. We went out for a meal the night before and we get sat like an hour after the time we were supposed to. It was just the whole thing. We'd been driving all day, so we hadn't really had any proper food and stuff like that. The day of the event, it was just snacks here and there, a bit of a sandwich, a bit of a burger.
Some pick and mix.
Some pick and mix. And realistically, when I sat down for that breakfast, I was famished.
I'm literally starving right now.
Yeah. So this morning I found a couple of sausage patties in the freezer.
We love a sausage patty.
A little bit of shredded cheese and whacked it on a sandwich and made a panini and hot sauce and just made like a little hot sauce.
I love paninis. I think I could just live on them for my whole entire life.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm like, right, what do I want for lunch? Just a panini. I'm happy with it. I know that you get really tired of things really quickly.
I do.
But you do like sandwiches.
Everyone likes sandwiches.
Do you like paninis?
My issue is your sandwich filling. Okay.
Well, why don't we go to M&S on our way home?
I'm too busy.
On our way home?
I can't.
Why?
Because I'm too busy.
You're not.
I hate shopping.
They'll have other things.
I hate shopping. Even grocery shopping.
We'll have other things.
That's great.
Sandwich fillings. Let's just do it.
I'll stay here and edit and you can just come pick me up.
I have to drive back down the street to come and get you. Excellent.
I kind of feel like I forget to do all these things, but on that note, honey, can you please get us a heck out here?
As always, guys, if you enjoyed that, give us a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe and let us know, please, what we should talk about in the future. And share this on your story screen with a chance of winning a £50 voucher.
From the little on Sunday, all the tea getting spilled. Nail text, talking, gang, keeping it real, y'all gon' feel. From the signs to the drama, every secret they reveal. Stay sharp, stay tuned, man, you know it's the deal.